In today's video, we will begin to answer the question, is love a decision? Is love a choice? Is love an emotion? Stick around. I bet you'll be surprised by the divine answer. Hi, I'm Chip with Divine Answers, and thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me here today. This is the third of a series of videos on the topic of love. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I have put a subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video and below as well. Please subscribe and join me. In addition, I have provided links to the first two videos of this series. The first one, called What is the Best Definition of Love, is an important one to help you understand this video and other videos in this series. So, let's begin. Whenever you speak about love, or any topic for that matter, it really helps to go to the source of information on that topic. It is also helpful to have a definition from which you can work. This whole series is based on the definition of love given in the first video. I'll give it to you now just so you know. Love is wanting, learning, and doing what is best for the other person at all times. So right now, we're going to go to the source of that definition and the source of love, God. God is love and the source of all love. Now, when I say source of love, I don't mean source as in like a river source. I mean source as in He is all the water. He is all the love. So we can say that anybody who has loved throughout the entire history of mankind has had God as his source of love. So how does this relate to the question of, is love a decision? Is love a choice? Or is love an emotion? So let's stick with the analogy of water. Let's say God is love, like water is H2O. And if water had a will, if it had a personality, if it was a person, it could not say to H2O, I am no longer going to accept your second molecule of hydrogen as something that's going to be a part of me. Because once you did that, water would cease to exist as water. In the same way, God is love. He is love. And He can't be anything but love. Because of this, He cannot choose to love or not to love, because He is love. In the same way, He cannot decide not to love. So for God, love is not a choice or a decision. Everything He does is a pure act of love, even when we can't see it or understand it. So for God, love is not a choice or decision, but is love an emotion? Would you be surprised if I told you that one of the attributes of God is emotion? It is true. And it is also true that because emotion is an attribute of God, that He is the source of all positive emotion. Now, the reason I say positive emotion is that for us, when we think in a self-centered way, we can easily twist that positive gift of emotion into something negative. This is true for all the gifts that God has given us. Our most convincing evidence that emotion is an attribute of God is Jesus. Jesus, who is God, had a full range of emotions. Many of those emotions are recorded in the New Testament. In the Gospel of Luke, for instance, Jesus expresses a deep lament over the city He loves, Jerusalem. He says, Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, how I would have gathered your children under my wings like a hen gathers her chicks. But you would not come. Now, emotion is different in us than God. It just operates differently. And we'll never completely get to the point where we understand any of the attributes of God. But that doesn't mean that we can't know a whole lot about Him, especially when we consider why He gave us those gifts. So for God, His emotion cannot be separated from His love. And because of this, love for God is not an emotion, but His emotion is absolutely intertwined, wrapped up in His love. He is madly, passionately in love with us. For God, this passionate love for us never ends. He loves us so much that He would die for us if He could. And that's why Jesus came. Jesus came and died on the cross so that we would know how much God loves us. In the next videos, we'll take up these questions and ask them about us. Is love a decision for us? Is love a choice for us? Is love an emotion for us? What does it mean to be made in the image and likeness of God? And how does all of this relate to the best definition of love? Thanks, and stay tuned. If you haven't seen my first videos, please hit the links provided. And if you haven't subscribed, now is the time.